Hello, and welcome to Tales from a Sex Store. I'm Hazel, and I am still sick, but I have a voice now, and I am feeling better enough to at least give you a short story. I had this one person who, in all of my experience at Iratik, was the person who stands out to me as the most magnetic. She worked in a beloved and very public job, and she had worked in this job for decades. She had seen people come through, and then their children come through, and then their grandchildren come through. She lived her entire life doing what she loved, with people she loved, in a relationship she loved. And when all of that changed, when her life evolved, her husband passed away. She was looking at retirement, and she started to live. She came into the store for the first time ever on my shift, walked through the doors as this radiant individual. When I met her, she had full sleeve tattoos and was riding a motorcycle. And she came in with her helmet under one arm, and she said, "I've never been into a sex store before. Show me everything." I'm 89 years old. She's very proud of that. "My husband has passed away, and I'm doing everything that I've always wanted to do. Look at my tattoos. Look at all of my new piercings. I'm having so much fun." And we talked a little bit, and she said that she had lived a life that she had loved. She was living this blessed life, this very traditional housewife and supportive role and homemaker and child rearer. And then her kids grew up and moved off, and times changed, and she got a job, and it kept changing. She was able to work with people that she loved. She was able to have a job and be a wife. And then times changed again, and she was able to go do the things that she had never thought she would do. The things that she looked at and thought, "Isn't that audacious? Isn't that extreme? I could never do that." But somewhere deep inside her, she admired the people who were doing those things, and she was curious about it. And when times changed in her life again, she went off and started dabbling in those things that she had admired from a distance. She went off and became audacious. And she realized that she was just another person experimenting with identity, looking for experiences that brought her joy in places that she'd never been before, doing things she'd never done before, and normalizing those things. So while she was at the store, people came in, and she was so outgoing that she started up conversations with almost everyone who had an interest in talking. We were gabbing at the counter and then wandering through the shop, finding things that she wanted. And people came in and they would overhear our conversation, and she would invite them in to talk to her. And it was so cool the way that she encouraged people to find their authenticity where they're at, where they're comfortable, and give themselves space to grow as they evolved, as life changed, as experiences became normalized after being novel, and then finding more novel experiences. I have never forgotten her. It's been at least 10 years since I've seen her. I don't think I ever will forget her. I only got to see her maybe one or two more times after that, before she stopped coming around. And I always imagined her on her motorcycle riding off into the sunset, looking for the next novel experience and normalizing it. So I think it's important to stay in your comfort zone, but I also think it's important that you stretch your wings when you're ready to. Don't let a world that is changing around you pass you by. Being comfortable is important, but all things in moderation, including moderation. Being exhilarated is also important. Someone once told me that it's good to know what your baseline is, but your baseline shouldn't be the goal. Having highs and lows, periods of extroversion and introversion, periods of high energy and low energy, ecstasy and sadness. It's important to experience a lot of things. And when the person told me about that, they compared it to an EKG, a heart rate with the peaks and the little wiggles. And they said, if you find your baseline and it never deviates, you have flatlined. I guess that reminds me to dare greatly. It reminds me that when I'm scared of a new thing, of a new experience, of going out into the world and putting myself out there, it reminds me that I only have this one life to live, and I get to experience what I bring into that life while I'm living it. And if I reject everything that I'm curious about because I'm also afraid of it, that it might be okay for me to reframe that nervous energy as excitement instead of fear. When everything in my brain shows me evidence that it's an experience that other people have had before and survived just fine, and even been really exhilarated by, even been really titillated by. Anyway, I hope that she lived her best life. I know that she was definitely seeking it. And what an amazing person and such a joy to meet. I hope you let yourself go out there and become the amazing person that you are and share yourself. Because you never know when you'll be the person that other people remember forever in a pivotal moment of self-expression. This has been Tales from a Sex Store. I'm Hazel. Happy orgasms and mental hugs.